Coming up this week on the Nintendo Directors Podcast, games. Nintendo directs yet another massive direct, and we have all the juicy details to cover, including a new Smash character and the long-awaited announcement of Animal Crossing on Switch. Plus, we mix things up with our top 5 this week, highlighting our top 5 games that begin with the letter G. And no, it's not just because we ran out of ideas for other topics. All that and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Brad.
We're two middle school band directors.
And you're listening to
Nintendo Directors. Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome once again to another Nintendo Directors Podcast. This is episode 3031, and the date is September 20th of the year 2018. My name is Mark Lego, and I'm here with my co-host, Brad Byer.
Hola.
And we are two band directors that wave sticks at kids for a living, and it's an amazing job, and it's an amazingly exhausting time of year for us, and apparently for Nintendo as well, because they've been announcing directs left and right, and I really hope they don't drop another direct on us before this episode releases from the time we record, which has been their MO of late. So it'd be nice if our news can be at least... Yeah, that's true. That's true. If it had not been for the earthquake delaying things. So, anyways, yeah. So, the day that we are recording today is Sunday, September 16th. And just a reminder that we are an every other week podcast, and you can find us on all the things, every one of the things.
Or at least most of the things. Some.
Yeah, at least.
There are things.
Don't search for Right. Don't search for like the nook and cranny of the internet that might have podcasts, because we're not there. But on all of the major things, you can find us. Go give us a review on iTunes while you're there. We would love if you would review us there. Gives us more visibility, and we would be eternally grateful to you if you did that. Write in and be a part of the show. Nintendo Directors Podcast at gmail.com. We would love to interact with any of you that are listening if you're out there. So. But there's so much to get to in this week's show that I'm going to shut up and let's get straight to the news. All right, the news. The news this week is brought to you by Reggie's Ever Ready Body.
Love it.
That's it. All right. Let's get into the Nintendo Direct. There was a lot. So, Brad, take it away.
So much Direct. This was a 35-minute Direct, Mark. Was that longer than the E3? No, the E3 Direct was probably like 45 minutes or so.
There were more games in this than the E3. This felt better than E3 to me.
Really?
It did, because it was like some interesting things and some potentially really good games, and then 20 minutes of Smash, and I'm like, I know Smash is coming out. That's fine. This is great, but show me more. And then when they were done with Smash, I was like, all right, now they're going to show me more. Okay.
You know, you're right about that. I think I can almost agree with that. And there were just so much. There were a lot of new announcements in this, and even a lot of updates on things that we had heard about before. And so, yeah, let's get right into it. Obviously, they saved a lot of the best announcements for the end, so we're going to tell you, we're going to spoil it for you right now. We got a new Smash character, and it is Isabelle from Animal Crossing. And so, again, Sakurai just continues to kill it. These trailers that they do to reveal these characters, they just never disappoint. And so Isabelle from the most recent Animal Crossing, she's the mayor. You in that game are the mayor, and she's like your little assistant person who helps you kind of get acclimated to the town and helps you with administrative stuff and whatever. But so she's very unassuming, and you wouldn't necessarily expect her to be in Smash. But then there's this little video of her just kind of sitting there, and all of a sudden getting this memo or a letter from someone. It's like, they want me in Smash. And so then she just jumps off, and okay, all of a sudden she's a bloodthirsty, brawler.
Right.
But, well, whatever. It's all good. So that's going to be super cool. And from what I can tell from the chatter on the internet these days, she's not just an echo character or at least it appears that she is not just an echo character of the villager, which I thought was very interesting. At least because her moves seem to be quite different from that of the villagers. So I'm interested to see. I guess I should look more closely at the actual video, but she has all these. She gets to use these fancy balloons to do her up B smash, and I think my favorite move that she had was a character was dashing at her, and she threw up this sign, and it was just like stop, and the person,
That's right.
the character had to stop.
I forgot about that one.
That's pretty great. So and very in character for her. So again, not only do they kill it with the trailers, but the team working on this game has such love and care for every franchise that they deal with and every character within those franchises that they deal with. I think it's just it's one of the reasons the Smash is so dear to me, because it is truly a celebration of Nintendo, and they nail it in that respect every time.
Yeah, and that was definitely a surprise. I was not expecting that at all, and it's that's pretty cool, especially for I've never played an Animal Crossing game, and to have that and then go right into the announcement of, oh, by the way, Animal Crossing is coming to Switch in 2019. Like,
yes,
that's. I mean, I've never played an Animal Crossing game, but I feel the excitement of like the fans. I know like everyone that has been wanting this. That's a big announcement.
Mark, this is going to be the one that you're gonna get into, I think, and I think you definitely should play it because this is going to be something, especially now that your kids are getting older. Like May could totally play this game with you because it's designed around. I mean, again, we haven't seen the game yet, but
right.
If previous concepts stand, this is a game where anyone can log in and play for a while. And then, you're all in this coexisting in this town. So you can leave notes for each other. You can leave gifts for each other. You can do all kinds of cool things to work together. You can share events and festivals and all that in real-time events. It's super fun. But anyway, the trailer they showed for this one, too, was kind of misleading, a little bit strange, actually. Because this is right after they had announced Isabelle in Smash, and then all of a sudden they cut to Tom Nook sitting in this like dark room with sitting at his computer just typing away at stuff, and it almost kind of looked like because the internet has memeified Tom Nook as this evil axe murderer, bank robber, not bank robber, but financial guru who's taking advantage of everyone. But so I could almost see the beginning of that scene turning into this foreshadowing of Tom Nook being evil, but he's not. But anyway, he just kind of sits there and nonchalantly talks to you, and he's like, well, everyone's off smashing, and so guess I better get ready. And in my mind, that was another troll for, oh, but really, Tom Nook's in the game. And
sure, yeah.
So I wasn't actually expecting the Animal Crossing announcement. I thought they were going to announce Tom Nook in the game too, because it just seemed to make sense. But it's not, at least at this point. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that Tom Nook is going to be in the game, and more than just a trophy. I think they're just trolling us. But he was used to officially announce, or at least show a title screen for Animal Crossing. Excuse me. No official title given, just said 2019 for Switch, and yeah, that makes me really excited because man, I played the heck out of Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. I played for basically a full year almost every day, and that's just what that game does to you because you want to check in every day and see kind of how things are going, and the world carries on without you, so. Got to keep those weeds from growing up, and you got to check the store, and you got to get the latest furniture, and you got to, go to your neighbor's house and get fruit, and it's all good. It's really good.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that.
So the bookends of this direct were both, I thought, fantastic. You get the Isabelle and Smash, Animal Crossing to end the direct, and then the very beginning of the direct is Luigi's Mansion 3 in 2019 on the Switch, which... again, I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game, and this one looks really good. And my wife Alice and I were both talking and thinking this looks great. And she was actually, we're kind of interested in the because they're bringing one. What was it? They're bringing the original Luigi's Mansion to 3DS. Yeah, you can go co-op with that. And I'm hoping they have co-op in the Luigi's Mansion 3 because my wife, she was just like, oh man, if we could play this together, that'd be great. So if it's co-op, then I'm definitely getting it on the Switch. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3, it looked good. It looked really cool. The little trailer that we got, it was just almost like a teaser. Like there wasn't too much, but it was enough to be like, this looks great. I'm on board.
Yeah. I really enjoy the Luigi Mansion words. The Luigi's Mansions games. The first one, again, gets so much flack because it was the release, the launch, one of the launch games on GameCube, and it gets flack not only because it was kind of short, but also just because it wasn't a Mario game, right? And that was the first Nintendo system that hadn't had a Mario game to release. And so people kind of looked at, poo-pooed it as this thing. But it's actually a fun little adventure. And honestly, I kind of like the length. In fact, when the Dark Moon, the second game, came out on 3DS, I played it and I enjoyed it. But I almost thought it was a little bit long in the teeth in some sense, just because the quote story is just absolute absurdity, and so you're not there for the story, and so you just kind of keep going around and you're ghost busting essentially, and so it's great, but I think it serves it well to be a little bit shorter. But either way, I'm super excited about this. I think I'm definitely going to play it. There's just a charm to that game that is very unique and that only Luigi could kind of bring to it. From the first game especially, he's walking around there and he's whistling and he's being scared and just being Luigi and calling out for Mario, and so it's not like it's Ghost, but it's kind of like Casper the Friendly Ghost kind of thing. It's not like super malicious or it's definitely not Resident Evil. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I think it's interesting. If I remember correctly, the second Luigi's Mansion game came about largely because Shigeru Miyamoto was like, hey, I really want to play. I want this game. Go make it. And he kind of has a personal vested interest in that. So anything that Miyamoto is personally interested in, I got to check out. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. So two amazing announcements for the bookends of this direct, and then the rest of the direct was just filler. Nothing good announced. Yeah, no. So it's just 30 minutes of just nothing. So no, there was so much, and I just want to reiterate, they had the Indies highlight UK, and then the American Indies highlight
days
direct.
Apart.
Yes, and then now there's this. It's just like, if I hear anybody say like there aren't any games on Switch, like I just want to smack them. There's so much, and it's just getting better and better. So it's a good time to be a Switch owner.
And I got to be honest, when they said there was that quote that was going on, I think we covered it in one of our previous episodes of maybe a month ago or so, and one of the Nintendo exec was like, we haven't really fully shown our fall lineup, and there's definitely going to be more to see, and kind of in the back of my brain I was like, okay, cool, but yeah, it's it's not really going to be that much going on.
Right.
Well, I was wrong. So, but before we get into the actual, big, huge swath of new games, let's talk about Nintendo Online, right? Because that's kind of the next most important thing. Obviously, we've been waiting for a long time to get the full breadth of information on this, and basically, we kind of did, even though it's sort of not really anything new. In terms of the Direct, I would say the one exclusively new thing that we got was they finally updated their website with the full list of NES games that you'll get, which is fine. It includes some of the other games that it includes besides the ones that have already been revealed. The ice hockey, which is one of the few NES original NES quote basic sports games that I think is actually pretty good.
It's really good. That's one of my favorite video sports games of all time. It's so
really
fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the big guy you're gonna do. Are you a big guy or a small guy?
All bigs. All bigs.
All bigs.
Oh man, you can just you torch anybody with all the bigs. So Yeah, that game is so good. Yeah, and what else was announced? Metroid was included.
Well, so not right away. That's coming down the line. I think that's maybe a December or release.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
it's like 3 games or something. So you got, let's see. Let's just go through the list here. Soccer, Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Tennis, Balloon Fight, Super Mario Bros. 3. That's the one I'm going to play immediately the most, of course. Then the original. Temple Bowl, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Ice Climber, Double Dragon, Gradius, Ice Hockey, Mario Brothers, Dr. Mario, River City Ransom, Pro Wrestling, and Baseball.
River City Ransom is the game that Double Dragon wants to be when it grows up. River City Ransom is so good. It is so good.
I've never actually played it.
Oh man. Just
see, but I think I've heard bad things about it.
No. River City Ransom is the game that Double Dragon wants to be when it grows up. It's so good. It like promise me you're going to spend an evening with River City Ransom and just experience it. It's a so beat 'em up, right? Good. Yes, it is so good. I can't. I played through it maybe 7, 8 years ago, and it was so fun. It was as fun as it was back when I was a kid, and that's rare for NES games to hold up that well. It's an incredible game. So I'm really pumped that one is coming. I wish it was Tecmo Super Bowl and not Tecmo Bowl, but
that was Super Nintendo, right?
No, Tecmo Super Bowl. There was Tecmo Super Bowl on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and there was one on the SNES. I think there might have been a couple on the SNES. I can't remember exactly right. But yeah.
So no Bob Nelsons for you.
No Bob Nelson. I know, but that's fine. Tecmo Bowl was a good game. You still had Bo Jackson running like a madman on that one too. But yeah. Anyways.
Nice.
So yeah. So
you get lots of games.
Yep. Lots of games.
And that's pretty cool. That's honestly, that's what I'm buying into the system for.
Oh, totally. I mean, the save data is nice.
Besides, yeah, and that too, I guess, now that I think about it. Mostly because I don't want to lose my Zelda.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think there's been a lot of people who have been kind of down on it, like, because they're implementing it now and not from the beginning. Now you're gonna have to pay for things that used to be free. But man, for some cool NES games and for cloud data save, even though some of the competitors offer that for free, I don't know, it's $20, man.
Yeah, it's not that much money.
It's not that much money. So there's cloud save data. There's the smartphone app, which again has already been out for a while, and from what I understand, I've never used it myself, but I don't know. Have you used it for like Splatoon or anything? Or
no, I haven't.
Okay, so but it sounds like that's not certainly not a huge selling point either. But exclusive offers, sounds like they'll do some discounts maybe.
That'd be great.
Which they were not willing to talk about anymore at the moment. But the coolest thing is that because this Direct was delayed, it comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
For now anyway, and so it comes out Tuesday. So I'm excited that this is finally here on the way, prepping the way for Smash, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Mario 3 on the go.
And now, are you going to get the NES controller that they're releasing?
I doubt it.
Okay,
I doubt it.
I couldn't remember what they were priced at. You got 2 of them in a package for
$60.
$60.
Yeah. Tell the listeners about it.
It's just a little steep for my tastes, but $60 you get 2 NES controllers. They slide on the to charge on the sides of the Switch, just like the
wireless.
Yep, they are wireless. Yep, they connect to the Switch to charge, just like the I'm totally blanking. The Joy-Cons do.
Yes.
But they look exactly like an NES controller. And I thought it was actually kind of funny just to see 2 NES controllers sliding onto the Switch.
It's really awkward looking. Very awkward looking, actually.
But
they don't fit on there nicely at all.
It's a really interesting look. It's like, marriage of old and new right there. So, but anyways, that's kind of cool. You get 2 of them for $60. I wish it was closer to like 40 because they can't be used. It was just confirmed today that they won't be usable on other games for the Switch, or at least.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, which I mean, I get it because there's not enough buttons. But if there was a game like Cat Quest that I don't think Cat Quest needs buttons. But like simpler games that don't require a ton of buttons, it'd be nice to be able to bring it over to that. But whatever.
I don't know, man.
Still
you got your
cool.
Joy-Cons. I feel like that's generally enough. But whatever. To each his own. You know, I am definitely interested, even in the games I'm not quite as interested in, like a lot of this, you know, the sports games and stuff. I think I'll definitely mess around with them, especially since now you can play online with them.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. So you can take your big dudes in ice hockey and go on there and show the world.
Yeah, you know it.
Isn't there a medium guy too, or is it just
There was a medium guy? Yep.
Medium guy? Yeah.
No point.
So
he's worthless. Same with the
if you had to call it between this and Blades of Steel, which would you?
Blades of Steel is fantastic, but it
good.
is not as good as ice hockey. Ice hockey is fantastic. As a kid, I was wooed over by the graphics of Blades of Steel. I was like, look at this. It looks like you're playing a real hockey game, and there's an announcer that you can't understand. But that's okay.
Right.
But it's...
And the fighting, which was that Blades of Steel?
That was Blades of Steel. Ice hockey had like the big cluster of people, and they were just in this group of people.
Oh, right.
And you had to button mash your way through it. And the more if you pressed your A button faster than your opponent, more of your players would fly out of the fight as the fight went on, which would mean it led to the other team going in the penalty box. I don't know if like the refs were like, oh, they're getting thrown out, like they're of the fight more. I'll take pity on them. I don't know what it was, but that's how the fight system worked in ice hockey. That was such a fun game. So, anyways, that comes out in 2 days. So that will be out before this launches, this episode. That's okay, because I would love to have like a couple weeks to sink my teeth into that to give our impressions on that in a couple weeks. So
totally.
So that's cool.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So next.
Speaking of weird, ridiculous games.
Yeah.
Wait. Katamari Damacy.
Yes, I want to get it. I've never played it. And I've wanted to for so long. So.
Me, exact same. Yep, I'm totally in the same boat. It looks so weird, and but I've heard so many good things about it over the years, and looks like they've updated it a little bit and remastered it. It looks super cool, and it's coming out this winter.
What price point would you get it at?
$30 maybe.
I'm hoping 20. I'm like, because isn't Okami HD $20 or is it 30?
Yeah, you're right. $20 for Okami, so maybe $20 would be more reasonable.
If it's 20,
nice.
I'm in day one. Like I won't wait for a price drop on that one. I want to play it.
That's cool.
So.
Speaking of Okami, it's stared at me over and over again, and every time I go to the eShop, I look at it, and I'm like, oh, $20, it's not. But then I think about like I said, I played like the first 30 minutes of it, and it's like it would be a huge time commitment for just that one little game, and a quality game from what I understand. But
yeah, definitely.
Man, there's something about it. I haven't been able to pull the trigger on it yet.
It has to go on sale for me. Once it's on sale, then I'll pull the trigger. It's on my wish list. My wish list is growing on the Switch so much, and my wish list of games from these directs now is almost as long as my current Switch wish list. Yeah. So
for real.
Yeah. So why don't we move on?
I'm gonna pass because this is you're a resident Pokemon expert, Mark. So please tell us all about.
Well, the Pokemans have a new game coming out. We got Pokemon Let's Go, which I gotta say the Switch
Pokemon
bundle.
Go away, more like, right? Am I right? No.
Luke Marlowe would hate us for that. So.
I know.
But no. Let's see. November 16th, you get the Pokeball Plus and the new Switch bundle, which looks kind of cool. Like there were two Switch bundles, right? There was like wasn't there an Eevee one and a Pikachu one? I thought there were two.
I know for sure I saw a Pikachu one. A Pikachu one. I don't remember an Eevee one, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist because, yeah. Side note, as I took notes on this while I was watching it, and I was furiously writing things down. When I got to the Pokemon section, I don't even understand the base of this game really very much. So like, I put like one little thing, something about partner Pokemon.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I'm not going to riff on that one, Brad. So you can take the reins on that one. So
yeah,
so there's a partner Pokemon.
Our deep apologies to the passionate Pokemon fans who are listening to this, but
that is in neither of our wheelhouses, so that's okay. But this next one is, and I'm just gonna take the lead on the next few here because this is great. So I hadn't had a chance to watch the direct yet, and Brad sends me a text that says, "Whoa, Square Enix is like pouring out the love for the Switch or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, wait, okay, I can't speculate. And then I'm going to get to what I didn't want to speculate on. I'm going to get there, but I'm going to start with Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, which has online multiplayer, which may make me get back into this because I played Crystal Chronicles for probably 10 hours and I was like, this seems just ridiculously hard. And then a few years later, I got my first teaching job at Kellogg'sville, and I was talking to some students who had played that and beaten it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's impossible unless you have a bunch of friends hooking up with their Game Boy Advances and playing along with you." And I was like, "Wait, oh, that's why I had no idea."
You'd never heard of that? Oh man,
I didn't know that was how you played the game. Like I didn't read anything in the manual about it. I just got the game, and I was like, Final Fantasy. Finally, a Final Fantasy on GameCube.
On my Nintendo system, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm getting this. So I got it, and I was just like, it's different, but I like it. And then it was so hard. And I was like, okay, I give up. And now I know why, because it was supposed to be played multiplayer. So there's online multiplayer. Link cable required. Yes. So I make it into this. I would love to actually play this game how it was meant to be played, because it was enjoyable what I was able to do until it was not. But so anyways, that comes out in 2019. Available now is the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. And help me out on this one, because I actually haven't looked into this too much. This is the full Final Fantasy 15 experience, just with like way watered down graphics, right?
As far as I understand, yes, it is the full story. Maybe some, it definitely has voice acting, but maybe not all of the voice acting from before, but definitely the text, I guess. And yeah, it's kind of like chibi type graphics, kind of like Final Fantasy used to be back in the PlayStation days. Yeah, actually. Yeah. And
it
so
it looks like. Did you ever play Final Fantasy 4 Heroes of Light on the DS?
No.
Graphically, it looks almost identical to that, in my opinion. At least the characters. So.
Yeah. I've really never not played a ton of Final Fantasy at all. But yeah, it looks, and it's available now. It's some early impressions from some people I've seen online. They're like, yeah, this is cool. It's like their second playthrough or something. And hey, it's on the Switch now. So, great. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. Them.
Yeah. And it's at introductory pricing right now, which is, I think it was like $17.99. I thought I saw was the price.
Really?
I think it would be $30 if you bought it full price. I don't quote me on that. I glanced at that one time, but that's available now at a reduced price. So that's kind of cool. Then you got World of Final Fantasy Maxima. Looked fine. Whatever. If you're into that, honestly, a decade ago, I would have probably jumped on board. But at this point in my life, I'm not willing to do that. But it looks like it could be cool. It includes a lot of Final Fantasy characters, and so that's out. That will be coming for the Switch. Then there's I love Brad's notes on this one. Chocobo something, but there was the Chocobo Dungeon games.
There were
from
so
the
many
DS.
games they were just popping out there.
I was like, Square Enix said, "Here's our entire catalog. Have fun."
Basically.
So the Chocobo Dungeons. This was like whatever I think it was called, like Everybody, like as in like BUDDY. That's I think the Chocobo.
There should be a law against dumb names like
Octopath. Hey, this is Square Enix's.
Right.
So, anyways, those were some DS games that were really well thought of by the hardcore Final Fantasy fans. And they're coming with updated, slightly updated graphics and whatnot. That's coming. Okay, this is where I am really excited. Final Fantasy 12. I've never played. I did really want to play this one at some point, and this may actually happen now because it's coming to the Switch. I remember if you ever watched X Play on G4, they did a review of this, and it was one of the few games that they gave a perfect score to. And I would love to play this game. So that's coming to the Switch, and then you're also going to be getting Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, and then 10-2 remastered, all in 2019. All of those games. 7 is really good. It's not the best Final Fantasy. I don't care what anyone says. It's really good, though. Final Fantasy IX, I have not played, and I want to. 9 and 12 are the two that I have not played that I would really love to get into. I've played one.
If there's any Final Fantasy game that because again, I'm not a big RPG guy really at all.
Right.
But if there's any Final Fantasy game out there right now that looks like it would intrigue me, it's 9 because of the art style and because of the aesthetic of it. I really like it. Looks very cool.
Yeah. Everything about that game looks like it would just scratch that itch, and it's because they had gone like more of a technological route with Final Fantasy for 6 is when they really started going with a little bit more like technology, and then 7 and 8 much more so, and so 9 was like harkening back to their roots of like a full-on like high fantasy world. Yeah. So but then 10 and 10-2, I just need to talk about this a little bit because I actually like got goosebumps when I saw that, because 10 is one of my all-time favorite games, and it holds a really special place in my heart because my next oldest brother Jeff and we fought a lot as kids, and like a lot, and then it was the year before I got married. We had been hanging out like a little bit more and becoming better friends, and once I got into college, and actually probably right before I got into college, we started bonding over like Beast Wars, Transformers and stuff. And then then Final Fantasy X was like the year before I got married. It was actually leading up to getting married. We played through that game together, and it was like this really good bonding experience and such a good story in that game. So heart-wrenching and really beautifully told. And the music's great. I love that game. So I'm really excited to play that with Allison as well. So Final Fantasy X, 10-2 remastered coming in 2019. That's fantastic.
So that's one package, 10 and 10-2?
Yeah, that was a remastered HD that came out a couple years ago on PlayStation 3, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming as one package. 10-2 played differently than 10. It involved two or three of the characters from 10, and then maybe one or two new characters. But it relied heavily on, there were people who were like, yeah, they just call it dresses because it was all girls that you were playing as. And so you just changed dresses, but it was really just a different way of having a job system. So it was like, whatever, that's fine. So I may actually play that now at this point. But anyways, that's Square Enix pouring out lots of love for the Switch.
Wow.
So luckily there's not anything left to go over. Wait, there's so much. Let's start rattling off a lot of these. There's so much.
Yeah.
And 3DS games, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Extra Epic Yarn, new transformations and moves are coming. And then there's the new Devilish mode, which looks really tough. You got to beat some extra challenges. You can now play as Meta Knight and King DDD, it looked like. If I had a 3DS, I might consider getting that and handing the controls over to my daughter. Maybe I'll get a 3DS now just to give her that. But yeah, that looks...
Get them cheap, man. Super cheap.
Yeah.
Or get a 2DS. Get her a 2DS.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
true.
so cheap.
That's true.
So cheap.
Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe that'll be Christmas this year. All right. And then Bowser's Inside Story includes includes Bowser Jr.'s journey. That's
I want to try this game.
Oh, good.
I'm interested in trying this game. I've heard so many good things about Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah, totally.
And I played the original Paper Mario, and that was very charming.
Yeah.
And this seems to be very much in line with that. So I would really like to try this out.
Yeah. So that comes out January 25th. As mentioned earlier, Luigi's Mansion Remake. That's got 2-player co-op. That's October 19th. That's coming up really soon. And Yokai Watch Blasters out now. So lots, man. I don't know, this direct
3DS keeps going.
Yeah, it does.
Splatoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know nothing about this. Splatoon 2. There are updates. Was it just me, or was there was not a whole lot of description of what it actually was? They kept saying version 4, version 4.
Yep,
version 4 over and over. What is it? What? There's people shooting each other. Okay, there are people who shot each other before.
Right.
And
They
and then
showed a
later
couple new
on,
weapons, like some paint shaking grenades and
okay,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, it's
Some people are even speculating: is this like a battle royale
yeah, huh?
mode?
I'd be okay with that. I mean,
so I don't even know, but they
'cause
just didn't really say anything.
they did show some octopuses sitting in a hot tub at the end, so that was nice. But I don't know, Splatoon 2, more content for it. That's great because what a fantastic game. So I love that they keep supporting their great titles. That's fantastic. So and then they announced they gave some more info on Mega Man 11. I love your first note here, Brad. Says super colorful, and that's true. It really does pop. It's got a great look. It just really pops. So supports both the amiibo. I think it was said every day you can use both amiibo to get an extra E-Tank. Oh yeah, you wrote that there. Yeah. So that comes out October. Go ahead.
Second amiibo. Obviously, the Mega Man amiibo. What's the other one that would go with that?
I think the Smash one.
The
one that came out with Smash.
Right. That's the one, the Mega Man amiibo. But what's the other one?
I don't know. Maybe they're releasing another one to go along with this. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Maybe
there were two
You said
definitely
both.
different
You
ones.
said both.
Yeah, there were two.
Oh, okay.
There were two amiibo they showed. So I don't know if they've released the second one.
Must be a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that comes out October 2nd, and that is a definite purchase for me. I just don't know if it's a day one purchase. So the demo is sitting there waiting for me to play it, and I have yet to touch it because I'm still stuck on another game, but we'll talk about that when we get to what we've been playing. But why don't you take the next one, Mario Tennis?
Yeah, Mario Tennis. There's more characters coming. We got Birdo, Shy Guy, Koopa Paratroopa, and Petey. You can do a co-op challenge mode now, and there's just limited. There's like limited time challenges for 2 something. My notes ran out. More stuff for Mario Tennis if you're into that. It comes out on the 19th, so just this week coming up. Yeah, so there's that. Mark, do you like to beat people up?
I love beating people up.
Do you like? Okay, cool. You beat your students up and all that on a regular basis?
In video games, I destroy them.
Yes.
But there are some.
Well, have I got a bundle for you?
I have students who think they can beat me in Mario Kart, and it's just cute. But yeah, there's a bundle. Let's hear about it, Brad.
Yeah, so this is a bundle of I think 7 different classic beat 'em ups from the Super NES classic or arcade or Genesis days, right? So you got Final Fight, you got King of Dragons, Captain Commando, Knights of the Round, Warriors of Fate, Armored Warriors, and I couldn't remember the last one, or it went too fast and I couldn't write it down, so I can't remember what the last one was. So